Hey, what's up nerds? Hope you're doing well. I actually don't normally make Pokemon videos, but Magic's been annoying me quite a bit lately, tired of the drama, and Pokemon's got me excited about the trading card game and all the changes that are coming to the upcoming block, Scarlet and Violet. So let's just talk about them. We will hop over here to everyone's favorite source of Pokemon TCG news, PokeBeach, and as they say here, the first Scarlet and Violet set will release on March 31st, 2023. So that will be Scarlet and Violet base set. Here is what the logo looks like. Looks pretty cool. And before then, we get Crown Zenith, which is kind of like the reprint set and technically the very last set of Sword and Shield block. But after Crown Zenith, we will get Scarlet and Violet base. And there's a return to EX. And funny enough, EX originally was from 2003 to 2007. And funny enough, I'm such a boomer that these were the exact years I went to high school. So needless to say, I had zero involvement in original EX Pokemon for obvious reasons. You know, I was in high school. I wanted to distance myself from all that for sure. But man, how good does that Ampharos EX look? Man, that looks so sick. And then in 2015, it looked pretty darn ugly, I must say. And as we return to EX again, here's what it's going to look like. Looks pretty cool. Not quite as nice as the 2003, but either way, as PokeBeach explains here, Pokemon EX evolved from their normal pre-evolutions, unlike the capitalized EX Pokemon, which were always fully evolved basic Pokemon. And the big mechanic coming to Scarlet and Violet is Terastalization. That's surprisingly hard to say. Terastalization. I think I'm saying that right. It's a gem-like transformation that causes a Pokemon to become its Terra type. This is usually one of the Pokemon's normal types, like a Fire type Arcanine, but it can also be a completely different type, like a Flying type Pikachu. Terastalized Pokemon wear a crown to indicate their Terra type. So as such, Pokemon EX in the Scarlet and Violet block will feature a terastal effect box to indicate that they're terastalized. And then also we'll be able to tell from the artwork, which is going to be kind of like crystallized to show that the Pokemon is terastalized. It's also wearing a fire type crown, so all of them will be wearing a crown. You can kind of see his crown here, and it's all kind of crystally and cool looking. I love this design. Visually, it's like really, really neat. You can almost see the texture on this too, which is cool. And of course, as they explain here, they're gonna start out probably slow with this mechanic and take it easy. Start it off simple at first, but later on in subsequent sets, we might be able to expect some crazy things like a water type Charizard. So that's basically kind of what the Scarlet and Violet block is gonna be about mechanically. But let's back up a little bit and go to some of the more exciting changes that are happening to Pokemon cards in the Scarlet and Violet era. And I think, obviously, the biggest one that's on everyone's mind that I maybe should have mentioned initially, but I just kind of wanted to explain the block a little bit first and mechanically what's going on. But the elephant in the room, of course, is that the English cards are finally getting silver borders. And according to the Pokemon Company, this change both frames Pokemon TCG artwork in its originally intended border, and it further unifies the game on a global level. And to be honest, I love this. I love streamlining and simplicity and just making things uniform within the game. I think it's really nice. I think yellow borders will now be really nostalgic to people as we move into this silver bordered era. But overall, I think the Pokemon Company is doing something really great here. And they, as they do say, the silver borders are kind of meant to complement the artwork itself. So overall, I feel like we can expect more attractive cards overall. They're making some other little, really small quality of life changes to Pokemon cards, putting the subcategory of trainers into the top left of the card just to make it more visible in players' hands. So that will kind of look like that. And then energies are changing as well. And I saw a lot of people being kind of critical of this change. it just appears to be kind of repetitive. They say the name of the energy will now be featured on the top of the card alongside a new subtype tag for energy. The energy symbol currently featured on energy cards will now appear on the bottom right. This change makes the amount and type of energy attached to each Pokemon clearer for each player. But when you look at it, it seems like pretty repetitive. It's like basic energy, energy, energy everywhere, all over the card. And it looks a little bit awkward, but I understand that they're trying to make things easier to see within gameplay. So overall, it makes sense. The next change, another really big one for English Pokemon cards, is that set symbols are finally going away, and they're just going to be replaced by set codes, which is how it currently is with Japanese cards. What's more is that card rarities will also now match up with Japan's. So in this example, we can see that instead of like a little set symbol, like a little tiny emblem or a picture of the set, we now just get SV1EN for English. So Scarlet and Violet 1, like the first set, English. And then these two stars here would indicate a double rare. In Japanese, you see RR for double rare. And you see this in like a lot of other Japanese card games as well. But English is gonna still look a little bit different from the Japanese. It'll just be star star. Star currently indicates rare, but now there will be two of them for double rares. Another thing people are, of course, now really upset about is price increases. And it's kind of unfortunate, but honestly, I don't fault the Pokemon company for this. We're seeing price increases everywhere. Pretty much every product everywhere, every company is raising prices, and often they need to. And the Pokemon company is saying due to global inflation impacting the cost of materials and production, Pokemon TCG products will see varying MSRP increases in select markets with the launch of the Scarlet and Violet series. For example, a pack is going to increase from $3.99 to $4.49 USD. So that's a 50-cent increase per pack. And Magic: The Gathering just did the same thing. They cited, just printing presses having more competitive rates, being more crowded, busier, and commanding premiums. Also, the price of paper is going up, and that really affects the costs and the bottom lines for these companies. So for them, it just makes sense to raise prices. It's kind of just what they have to do to keep making money. Everyone's gonna and say, greedy corporations, this is the epitome of greed, pitchfork, mad. I get why this upsets people, but life's just expensive. What are you gonna do? And the Pokemon company says in an effort to continue providing a positive Pokemon TCG experience and value, each pack of Pokemon cards will now feature 3 guaranteed foils per booster. And all cards of rarity of rare or higher will now be foil. In current sets and most previous sets, you could get a rare that was non-holo. Those were pretty much just tossed aside, discarded into bulk piles everywhere. But now all rares are going to be foil, and there's going to be 3 foils per pack. In addition, certain products will come with additional items. Elite Trainer boxes will include an additional booster and full art promo card. So I feel like this is definitely the Pokemon company's way of trying to soften the blow a little bit. They're like, guys, we're so sorry. Life's expensive. We got to charge you a little bit more, but we're also going to try to give you more. And then here are the booster pack artworks. Very cool looking. Pretty digital looking art here. Oh, and here's our crystally looking Gyarados. Does he have a crown? I'm not sure. Can't tell. Maybe. Is that a crown? Either way, we can take a look at some of the art. The art looks really cool here. Here's cards from Japanese that haven't quite been spoiled in English yet. We have a Mimikyu here. I don't really remember the whole card being foil like this, so this looks really sick. This is Pokemon is a Cyclizar or something like that. He looks awesome as well. Got Lucario here. So overall, I really like what the Pokemon company is doing with Scarlet and Violet block in English. I love some of the ways that they're trying to streamline the game so that it's similar in both Japanese and English. Overall, I just think it's really cool that we are getting silver borders and that these new borders will complement the art better than ever. I think it's cool that we will not be having any non-holo rares in packs anymore, and that each pack will have 3 foils. We'll kind of have to see what that looks like. Obviously, at least one of those will probably be a reverse holo. And then we've got our set symbols going away too. There is just so much going on, so I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. How do you feel about all this? Are you okay with the set symbols going away? Are you gonna miss the yellow borders? Are you mad about the price increase? Indifferent? Do you understand? I'd love to know your thoughts. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.